all sort of depends. I mean, you can't really ever say that you're gonna, you know what I mean? It's just, it's pain. It's like when you see a pain specialist, they go over all of it. You know, it's like the guy told me when I saw him, he's like, look, you'll always be in pain. You'll never not be in pain. It's just how much pain you're in and when you're in and what you can do about it. You know, and he said it'll just vary throughout your life. You know, sometimes you can do physical therapy and it'll help and you'll get better. And sometimes you do physical therapy and it's worse. You know, it's like, there's really no telling with that sort of thing.
Is that something that you're going to start out here, or are you going to start once you
I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll just have to figure it out. Like I said, I mean, it's sort of all hinges on being able to see those specialists, you know? And so I guess I'll find out on Monday. But even when I see this specialist, even if they confirm there's like no screw loose or no plates loose, you know, you figure that's probably going to take, what, like about a month, you know, to like go through that process. And then it would probably be about another month for them to like sort out what sort of physical therapy might benefit me. And then so after they sort of like do that initial consultation on what will work for me, the physical therapy might start 2.5 months from now, which means that I would be doing physical therapy for about 2 weeks before I got off parole. You know, it seems like at this point I'll probably just do it when I go back to California. You know what I mean? It just seems like that would be the better way to go about doing it. I mean, if you just think about it in terms of like a logical time frame of like, you know, especially with
that's like a long-term thing, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. So you can do short term and you can do long term, and then it sort of just depends on if it like helps you or if it hurts you. I mean, you can do physical therapy and it hurts, which is really, really shitty.
Has that happened to you?
Yeah, it's which is one of those things. Your body's not ready, or you like, you know, try to push it too much or whatever it is. It's just.
Then you have to stop.
Yeah, usually when that sort of thing happens, you stop, or they'll try to like, you know, lessen your routine, you know, like say if you're going like once a week for like an hour or something like that, they might scale it back to like a half hour, or they might just like kind of tone down the, you know, exercises that you have to do. Usually you go in and they do like sort of like, they put these basically like electrodes on your back to like loosen your muscles up. And they do sort of like some sort of like heat therapy to like get you limber, and then you do, you know, your various exercises. It's not fun and it always hurts. It's just whether you gain mobility from it. You know what I mean?
Have you noticed a difference from doing physical therapy?
Well, I mean, the first time I did it, I couldn't walk, and when I was done, I could walk again. So that was probably the most noticeable difference. Learning how to walk again was pretty miserable.
How long did that take you?
Probably a little over a year. You know, it's like, it's a really weird feeling. I mean, you just kind of used to walking and then you can't walk. So, you know. But
And how was your mental health back then?
I don't know. Fine. It's always been pretty fine. You know, it's just sort of like, I don't know. I mean, tons of people go through what I went through. You know what I mean? It's just, it's not like a, I don't think it's like a unique situation. You know what I mean? That's why they have physical therapy.
It doesn't necessarily need to be like unique or common. It's just like how it affects you.
Yeah. I mean, you just appreciate things a little more once you're able to learn how to walk again. You know what I mean? You're just like, wow, I'm really glad I can walk. This is pretty awesome. I had cast all up my left side of my body, so I only was able to use my right arm and my right leg, and it's kind of hard to steer a wheelchair with one arm, let alone do like basic things like taking a shower with one leg and one arm. Really.
How long were you like that for? Like a year?
Like a year or two, I guess. You know, for quite a while. But yeah.
Did you have someone helping you?
Yeah, of course. Friends and family and stuff like that. So, I don't know. What are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, at least you have a support system to like help you out through it.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. I mean, I guess other than that, the clocks change on Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
Which is kind of awesome. Um, and then it's summer in a couple weeks, or spring. Sorry.
That would be nice.
Yeah, it'd be great.
It's better.
Yeah,
Summer, right?
these winters where they like don't snow are just sort of like boring.
Really strange. Yeah, they're boring. They're really strange. I don't really understand what this past winter was. I honestly kind of feel like it's still gonna snow, but
Yeah, it was just weird. It's like, and it wasn't really. It was weird. It was never really warm, and it was never really cold.
yeah,
It was just sort of like that weird gray area. But
it's very rainy and very windy.
yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't know if we talked about this, but when I moved from San Francisco to New York, they had the longest rainfall in San Francisco. I think it had rained for 6 months straight when I moved here, which was just like, I don't know if you've ever seen rain for 6 months straight, but it's such an odd feeling.
Really, I bet that's a long time.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, I guess the only place where it like rains more is like Portland and Seattle. I think Seattle more so than Portland. Like, I've been to Seattle a couple times, and the first time we went there, it was like really nice out. And I was like, "Oh, this is amazing!" It's like not like everybody always says it's like really dreary and it's gonna rain all the time, and it was like really bright and pretty. And then the guy was like one of like the guys we were with was like, "Just wait a couple days," and then sure enough, like 3 days later, it was just like torrential downpour, and it went on for like the rest of the time we were there for like 10 days of just like sheets of rain.
I would not like that.
It was really crazy. But people love living there, you know. It's a cool city. It's just the rain's a little.
Like a downer.
Yeah. It's especially like in San Francisco when it rained for those 6 months. I mean, it would like rain and then you'd sort of get that weird like foggy drizzle rain. But in Seattle, it was just like torrential downpour.
Would you ever consider living in Seattle?
Seattle was cool. I guess I know a few people there. I don't think I'd live there because of the rain. You know what's really cool though is past Seattle is Vancouver, where I got to spend a little time as well too. Vancouver's pretty cool. Like it's a really pretty city. The Canadians are awesome too. They're like the nicest people in the world. It's so, oh my god, they're so nice. It's like, it's so wild. But we spent some time in Vancouver, and then I guess it's been a while now. A couple years ago, we went out there. We went helicopter snowboarding.
Helicopter snowboarding.
Yeah. So it was fun.
Sounds fun. Like what that looks like, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a good time, but you know.
Is it like using a helicopter to get really high and then snowboarding, or?
This particular place that we went, they fly the helicopter into the you fly the helicopter into the resort, and then they have these, they're called snowcats, and the snowcats take you around to all like the essential like trails or whatever they're called. It's called Baldface. It's very famous. There's like I think the waiting list to go there is like a couple of years, 3 or 4 years or something like that. Yeah. Our friend had gotten married and then got divorced at the same time. So it was, I think, supposed to be a bachelor party, but ended up being a divorce party, I guess. I don't really know. But yeah, one of the guys we were with got buried in an avalanche while we were there. But he lived. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, well, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about before we finish today?
No, that's about it. We're going to do the same thing, same time next week.
Next Tuesday, yeah, at 1:30, 1:14.
All right. Sounds perfect. I will talk to you then.
Have a good week.
Same to you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.